Last one, the sweet almond milk, is the only one out of the recipes that you have that you actually want more water. So the goal is you're making a non-dairy milk substitute, so we need liquid to do that.
You're making the almond milk now? Okay, we'll wait. Okay. We'll get dinner. That's the one I really want to know how to make. Because we don't do dairy at all in our house, so that's like, we just are always buying almond milk.
Mm-hmm. And so, you know, the ones that you'll find on the shelves, they're, I think they have about a 10-day shelf life once you open them, but they have stabilizers that are in them, even the organic ones do. All natural stabilizers, but they're still stabilizers. So this one, because it is fresh and there are no, you know, nothing to preserve it is in there, you have about 4 days. So, you know, I just use 1 cup of almonds. So the one thing that you want to do, especially when you're using almonds, you want to make sure you soak them first. So about 6 hours or just overnight, so you don't have to count. Just put it in, you know, a cup of almonds. You can double this recipe in twice as much water. It's going to expand. So you want to make sure the measurement is before you soak them, not after, because after you soak them, there's more than a cup of almonds. So we put the water in, and this time we're going to just put everything in. And if you wanted to make this like a chocolate almond milk, you can add a couple tablespoons of cocoa powder. I'm using dates to sweeten this, and this recipe I just have 4, so it's a little bit of sweetness, but it's not a really sugary beverage. But most people associate sweet with chocolate milk, so put a few more dates in there. And so I say a pinch of salt. I can't pinch it because my fingers are wet, but it's optional. It's not meant to give it a salty taste, but just to enhance the flavors that are in the other ingredients.
No, you could just use the same water that you soak the almonds in, right?
No.
Why?
You should rinse and drain and rinse it. Well, a couple of things. So I'm glad you asked this because I didn't finish explaining about the soaking. The soaking helps release enzyme inhibitors. Almost every nut has enzyme inhibitors on there. It helps protect it from things that want to eat it, but it also is really hard for us to digest. So soaking releases the enzyme inhibitors, it makes it easier to digest, but it also releases up to 30% of the fat content. So you want to get rid of it. If you care about getting rid of that, you know, lowering the fat content, drain the water because the oil from the fat is in the water, so you get rid of that, you know, rinse it, and then use fresh water. And so almond actually produces a lot of pulp when you make almond milk. So a lot of people, you know, they always want to do something with all the pulp that keeps getting created. You can make macaroons out of them before. Most of the time I'm so busy that I don't make anything, but you certainly can, and you know, Google almond pulp recipes, and I'm sure you'll find quite a lot out there actually. You can use this any way that you would use milk. You can drink it as is, you can put it on your cereal, you can put it in smoothies. I'm lactose intolerant, so you know that's how I make. In the morning I get up, I'll make my milk, and then I'll have it on my cereal.
Can you make the milk in a juicer as well? Does that work?
No, it'll make a butter, nut butter. And so, like most things that don't have preservatives, when you're talking about juice and almond milk, they separate once they sit in the refrigerator. Separation's completely fine. It doesn't mean it's gone bad. It just means you need to take it. Also, if you want to avoid nuts, you can use hemp seeds. They're also marketed as hemp hearts sometimes. And sometimes I just want to go for something a little bit less fat. I'll use half cashews and half sunflower seeds or pumpkin seeds. And it's cheaper that way too, if you're not using raw nuts.
But you soak all the nuts?
The only one that I don't is cashew, and that's, I mean, if I soaked it I would get rid of the fat content, but cashews, pine nuts, and one other I can't remember don't have the enzyme inhibitor. Thank you so much for staying and listening.
Thank you.
and there's some.
You tell everybody where your shop is
Oh,
and how they
yeah,
can
that
get
would be
your
nice.
product.
Well, we have a shop in Reston. It's a specialty natural foods market, and we also do juices there. And we're on Lake Ann Plaza, right by the Reston Town Center. Our web address is there, and our physical address is on the paper. So come out and see us. That's, you know, if people want to do a fast, either 1 day or 3 day, we do fast. They're really popular. So if you, before you're going on vacation, or if you were a little naughty while you were on vacation and you want to kind of like clean out your system.
That'll take care of all the naughty from
Well, it'll help kind of.
Wow, man, sign me up.
Well, it'll help you give you a new start. Anyway, yeah.
I was really curious, and it was really awesome.
Really?
Because I realized I mean, they were all tasty, but I more enjoyed it from the psychological aspects. I realized how much I was just eating during the day for no
Almond milk.
reason. And doing the cleanse, yes, that was a crazy thing. I told her that I didn't, because I've tried doing like a vegan cleanse diet or an all vegetable, you know, different things just to try. And this was only one that I actually enjoyed because it was like every 2 hours.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive.
B vitamins. Pun
B
intended.
vitamins.
Sorry,
Nice,
couldn't help
Jane.
it. I was trying to keep it in.
Broccoli, yep, I forgot. We got the cabbage, kale, kale. So let's see. Engin's gonna do a little bit of this. I don't know you guys, but I love raw cauliflower. It's something I used to eat with my grandparents. I mean grandfather. Wow, this is good.